Angeles and across America, people of color are suffering and dying from disproportionate health impacts on a planet that has less than 10 years to prevent irreversible damage. Heat illnesses, respiratory illnesses, water-related illnesses, food system impacts, insect-related diseases, Black maternal health, and mental health effects. As the impacts of climate change mount, millions of vulnerable people, our people, are going to bear the brunt of these extreme environmental events, which will likely lead to forced displacement, loss of cultural identity, and other related risks. These realities are as real as rain. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details about the most progressive multimedia and live events campaign any Black media outlet has ever undertaken to combat the climate catastrophe. Experts, events, empowerment. It's all on the way from unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We don't black down. We level up.
Level up, 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 level up. Hey Zo, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Here are 7 signs that you are under spiritual attack. Number 1, your thinking feels cloudy and confused, and it's really difficult to focus on anything. Number 2, your energy and sleep is disturbed. You likely feel tired at the wrong times and wide awake when it's time to go to sleep, or you're having nightmares. Number 3, you have a sense of hopelessness, depression, and anxiety. Some call this the spirit of heaviness. Number 4, you're experiencing strong temptation. This might even be in an area where you formerly had victory. Number 5, you're feeling an onslaught of guilt, shame, and condemnation. This can be an attack on your identity or on your kingdom assignment. Number 6, there is strife and arguments in your relationships. These could be attacks from relative strangers or people that are close to you. And number 7 is spiritual dryness. You might be noticing a lack of desire to pray or read the Bible. Here.
Spiritual dryness? Ooh. Listen. Sure, you can contextualize this as, spiritual. A clinician might say this is traumatic, right? Childhood wounds or whatever, right? whatever you want to call it. Two good people get together, you're going to be tried in your relationship, right? Whether it's generational curses, i.e. generational tasks, you're not going to get together and not have a challenging time. I'm just so disappointed that people think everything is supposed to be smooth as peanut butter when you find the right person. Do you understand? Relationships are designed to put you through something. But not only to put you through it, but to get you through it. I know y'all not ready for tonight. See, because in a transactional society, in a materialistic society, in a spiritually impoverished society, milestones, we bought the house, we got the car, we got the degrees, we got the kids, we got everything, we got the insurance policies, and we got the vacation, we got leisure time. But trial stones trump milestones when we're talking about a seasoned relationship. You remember Big Mama Skillet? That skillet wasn't worth nothing unless it was seasoned. And you don't wash that skillet out, now do you? That skillet gotta be seasoned. You know how many gravy, rice, and liver and gravy and rice with them sauteed onions. You know how many meals got cooked in that skillet? That skillet is seasoned. You could eat that skillet if you wanted to. Let me tell you, the real relationships are the ones that are seasoned by trial stones. Milestones are great to have. Absolutely. Let's hit those milestones. Let's build something together. Because, you know, everybody want to talk about building. Let's build something. Great. Let's build something. Let's build wealth. Let's build a lot of things, right? Let's build a family. But what keeps those relationships together are not the milestones. You see rich people breaking up every day. They got every milestone you can count. They got every milestone you can name. It is the ability to overcome the trial stone. That makes a relationship, right, worth everything. Trial stones versus milestones. Unraveling the transformative power of overcoming, right? The ability to overcome, the ability to be resilient, the ability to learn a lesson from another human being that may have hurt you, or to learn a lesson from hurting the one who is the closest to you. That is a trial stone. Many people don't want to go through trials. They love logging the miles in the direction of achieving a milestone. What spiritual wars have you and your significant other triumphed over? How many trial stones have you and your significant other overcome? And are you better or worse for having overcome them? Listen. Can infidelity be seen as a spiritual attack? Can pride and ego be seen as a spiritual attack? Can poor communication skills be seen as a spiritual attack? Listen now, I don't know if y'all ready for this evening, trial stones over milestones. Can obstinance or stubbornness or an unwillingness to change or learn or grow or expand your perspective be seen as a spiritual attack? Can financial infidelity be seen as a type of spiritual attack? Can the outside opinions of others be seen as a type of spiritual attack on your relationship? What are the benefits of learning how to leverage trials and tribulations in order to make our relationships stronger, more spiritually resilient? See, listen, you're dating children who don't want to cultivate spiritual resilience, who want to quit when it hurt, who want to quit when it looks like no end in sight. And I'm not talking about, you guys hear me preface this all the time, I'm not talking about somebody who is dangerous to you, who is harmful to you, physically, spiritually, psychologically. See, because sometimes we clump all of these things together, and they are indeed nuanced. You understand? Listen to that question again. What are the benefits of learning how to leverage trials and tribulations in order to make our relationship stronger / more spiritually resilient? That's a heavy question. What is spiritual resilience in context with coping with difficult times in relationships? Can the propensity of being able to overcome trials and tribulations lead to the deepening of bonds and love, as well as the strengthening of one's relationship? See, you don't want to put your relationship in the spiritual gym. You want your relationship to come in fit. That's what choose wisely means. See, let me tell you something. You still choosing a process. You still choosing an unfinished product. Oh, I know people don't want to hear it. You're still choosing, that's right, a diamond in the rough. When was the last time you chose somebody that was already finished? See, if they was finished, they might as well have been dead. Because the lessons don't stop. The learning doesn't stop. How have you and your significant other triumphed over spiritual battles in your relationships? Can you share a specific spiritual war that you and your partner have overcome together? 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. This is a national discussion. I don't know who I'm ministering to tonight. Right? What are the challenges you faced during that spiritual battle? And how did you overcome them? I want to hear from couples that won. I want to hear testimony tonight from couples that succeeded. Right? A few times. Once or twice. That don't mean, just like Attila said, that doesn't mean they're perfect. That doesn't mean they don't have other storms on the way in. But like Big Mama's pot, with each storm that is overcome, they get more seasoning to them. I want to hear from couples. I want to hear from people who failed at it. Listen, I'm one of them. I fail all the time. I want you to call in and share a specific spiritual war that you and your significant other have overcome or weren't able to overcome. What were the challenges that you faced during that spiritual battle? I want to know. How did overcoming certain spiritual battles, right, that you faced, how did they make you better? What did you learn? How did it up-level you? In what ways did the spiritual battles you face enhance your relationship dynamics? How did you and your partner grow individually and collectively as a couple through those spiritual trials? trial stones versus milestones. I'm going to tell you right now, go to school, work hard, be diligent, be dedicated. You're going to hit your milestones. But let me tell you something about a trial stone. A trial stone will throw everything you learned in school, everything you learned from your mama, everything you modeled from your home life. It'll throw all of that out the window and put you in a state of confusion, which most people don't understand is actually a state of growth. I know y'all not ready. Y'all don't want a trial stone. You want milestones. Because America said, we're Americans, let's get it. You want a milestone, right? You don't want to face no trial stones. A trial stone will grow your tail up spiritually. But you don't want to grow up spiritually because it hurts. Huh? It hurts. What role did faith or spirituality play in helping you overcome these trial stones? How did you maintain hope and resilience during the spiritual battles y'all faced with one another? Come on, we faced it together. How did that make you appreciate your partner even more? Woo. How do you define a trial stone in context of overcoming spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional challenges within your relationship? How many trial stones have you and your significant other overcome? And how have they impacted the relationship? Are you better? I want to know. When I come forward, the phone lines are open. I want to talk to you this evening. Are you currently in the midst of a trial stone? Ooh, huh? Which weighs the most on your spirit? The trial stones or the milestones, huh? Which brings you more happiness? Which brings you more peace? Being able to overcome trial stones or just simply having milestones? We're going to talk about it when I come forward.
From our heart to your heart. Happy holidays to you and the ones you love from KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions because we've got your black. Listen up. If you're one of the more than 100,000 California tenants who were rejected or delayed when applying for COVID rental assistance, you've got a second chance. Under the terms of a new settlement, California's Housing and Community Development Department agreed to audit its past denials. The program ended in March 2022, but the advocacy groups Alliance of Californians for Community Empowerment, Policy Link, and Strategic Actions for a Just Economy sued the department. According to the coalition's analysis of state data, the department rejected nearly 30% of all applicants. Under the settlement, the department agreed to clear all renters in the pipeline within 6 months. The settlement applies to anyone who sought assistance from the state's Housing is Key program before April 1st, 2022, whose applications is pending or was denied after June 6, 2022. Tenants who have questions about the status of their application can call the hotline at 833-430-2122. That's 833-430-2122. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, Maisha Cairo here, KBLA, live at Chase Bank on Crenshaw and Vernon for the In This Together tour with female business owners, a day of empowerment, community panels, and best of all, tips on building business from marketing to capital. I was able to speak with one of the panelists, the owner of Kids Love. Take a listen.
So Kids Love, KIDSLUV, is a first-to-market zero-sugar, vitamin-enhanced functional beverage for kids.
So the zero sugar is really important because if not, the sugar gets on the teeth, it can cause cavities. So as a mom, I love this vitamins and hydration in one. Tell us what's happening here with Chase Bank today.
So I would say, I think what Chase is trying to do is create a community actually for entrepreneurs, a place where people can go. They have the space to do it. It's a beautiful space, and to be able to have these conversations. There are so many benefits to being a women-owned and certified business, from a standpoint of getting into stores, not paying the slotting fees of what it takes to be in stores. So I think Chase is trying to bring awareness to a lot of the things that people just don't know about, that not only the bank can help, but outside of the bank, their relationships can help create.
That's beautiful. And I know, this is how we build equity in communities of color, is kind of spreading that information and that knowledge. So thank you for being here today and doing your part and letting these women know that it is possible.
For KBLA 1580, I'm Maisha Cairo in the community with Chase.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Never missing a beat, yeah. Boy, was it neat, yeah. Not just knee deep, she was totally deep when she did the freak with me. Never missing a beat, yeah. Boy, was it neat.
One of the traps I found in relationships. I just want to put this out there. Spiritual warfare is real in relationships. And you can do everything right. You done got counseling. Y'all done been fighting for each other. Y'all done been implementing healthy communication. And if you're not careful to be aware of how the enemy attacks y'all, how he keeps trying to creep into y'all stuff. When there's any offense in the relationship, what I'm seeing is this. When two people see it as me versus you versus us versus the problem, we forget we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, or in other words, we don't wrestle against physical components. We only have one enemy, and it's the enemy, just that everybody's properly equipped. This goes into what Paul said, do not be ignorant to the enemy's devices or his schemes against you. And this has nothing to do with not taking accountability for our actions. It is the spirits behind the voices, the thoughts that we hear when we're offended. If you're not careful, trying to do it God's way, the enemy will literally show up within your relationships and try to sabotage them. That's why I can confidently say no one's family is perfect. I can confidently say no one's relationship is perfect. Yes, we have natural things that interfere with harmony in relationships, but please let us not be a people that forget we have a spiritual realm and we let the enemy have his field day because he gets to stay uncovered.
The spirit behind the irritant. Ooh. Huh? You listen. Two good people come together. Two people good for each other can't seem to get in alignment because the spirit, right, of whatever wound you gave a leadership role in your life won't give up office. won't let go of the position you gave. Oh man, this is heavy. This is heavy. On tonight's show, we will explore the transformative power of overcoming trials and tribulations in relationships and how they contribute to spiritual growth and spiritual resilience. And when I say spiritual, I don't necessarily mean religious. I don't mean dogmatic. What I'm saying is relationships are more spiritual than they are material or physical. It is an entire energetic exchange that is happening. It's not just we dress nice and we drive a nice car and we live in a nice neighborhood. It's not just that. Two good people got to earn the right to be with each other. I know y'all ain't ready to hear this tonight. 1-800-920-1580. Talk to me. Talk to me. I want to hear from you now. We will also address the questions that I provided to delve deeper into this topic. Trial stones. We want to unravel the transformative power of overcoming challenges, right? Okay? We want to unravel, right, these challenges, right? There's a transformative power there. Relationships are not immune to challenges. In fact, it is through these challenges that we have the opportunity to grow individually and as a collective. The metaphor of trial stones represents the obstacles we face in our relationships and how they can be leveraged and used to transform us into, we can transform those obstacles into stepping stones toward a stronger bond. Reflecting on the spiritual battles that strengthen your bond, how have you and your partner triumphed over adversities? Every relationship faces its own set of spiritual battles. These battles can take various forms, and the way we navigate through them determines the strength of the bond. Sharing our experiences of triumph over adversity can inspire others and provide valuable insights into the transformative power of overcoming these challenges. I'm telling you, there's something there. There's something about being able to beat up a challenge. It's not me against you, as the brother said. It's us against the problem. Ooh. That's if you value us. That's if you think us is worth something. Oh, are y'all ready tonight? 1-800-920-1580. I want to get this national discussion going. Listen, before I go to the phone lines, I want y'all to know, man, this is my purpose, to come in here and rattle the spiritual cages of those who understand the spiritual value of relationship. And I'm going to ask this question: how can couples continue to grow and evolve spiritually together even after overcoming major trials and tribulations? Tonight's topic: trial stones versus milestones. When we come forward, we're going to get these phone lines a popping.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The woman behind a kidnapping hoax is proving to be one of the year's biggest Google topics. The search engine revealed this week that Carly Russell was one of its highest trending people in 2023. The 25-year-old was found guilty of 2 misdemeanor charges this fall, around 3 months after she claimed she was kidnapped in the Birmingham area. Russell, who is black, turned back up 2 days after she was taken, but the whole story ended up being fake. The FDA is approving sickle cell treatments that include CRISPR gene editing technology that could open the door for thousands of patients in the U.S. to receive a treatment that has the potential to alleviate the painful effects of the disease. The FDA approved Casgevy, which is a one-time treatment for patients 12 and over. The CDC says sickle cell disease affects about 100,000 Americans, especially Black Americans with African ancestry. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Make Make your nights merry and bright with wild holidays. See the San Diego Zoo Safari Park in a whole new light, transformed into a dazzling winter wonderland. Select nights now through December 31st at San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Environmental justice, pollution, and climate. In Los Angeles and across America, people of color are suffering and dying from disproportionate health impacts on a planet that has less than 10 years to prevent irreversible damage. Heat illnesses, respiratory illnesses, water-related illnesses, food system impacts, insect-related diseases, black maternal health, and mental health effects. As the impacts of climate change mount, millions of vulnerable people, our people, are going to bear the brunt of these extreme environmental events, which will likely lead to forced displacement, loss of cultural identity, and other related risks. These realities are as real as rain. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details about the most progressive multimedia and live events campaign any black media outlet has ever undertaken to combat the climate catastrophe. Experts, events, empowerment. It's all on the way from unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We don't black down. We level up.
Level up, 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 level up.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age. But there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment through the arts. Tia Chucha Central Cultural is on a mission to transform community in the Northeast San Fernando Valley and beyond through ancestral knowledge, the arts, literacy, and creative engagement. The Northeast San Fernando Valley has a population of about 500,000, the size of the city of Oakland, yet it has no bookstores, art galleries, or full-fledged cultural spaces until Tia Chuchas opened its doors in 2001. Founded by renowned poet and activist Luis Rodriguez, Tia Chuchas Cultural Center provides a year-round free or low-cost arts and literacy bilingual intergenerational programming in mural painting, music, dance, writing, visual arts, healing art sessions, and healing talking circles. Activities also include Mexica, Aztec dance, indigenous cosmology, philosophy, and 2 weekly open mic nights, one in Spanish, the other in English. In addition, they host author readings, film screenings, and art exhibits. To express yourself, heal yourself, attend an event, or volunteer, please visit www.tiachucha.org. That's TIACHUCHA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
King C. Gillette knows you're dedicated to your barbershop routine, but how do you maintain the beard hair you already have? The King C. Gillette Beard Thickener helps to reduce patchiness and strengthens hair's resilience to breakage. Apply the King C. Gillette Beard Thickener daily to see a thicker and fuller beard in just 14 days. It's highly scented with King C. Gillette's signature scent. Just trim, wash, and soften. With King C. Gillette.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, can potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Just had a fight with my woman over something trivial told. rarely have confrontation. And if the I said really was bold, I think she get it from my mama. Her bitterness passed down from old. When I'm calling out her drama, she too defensive to listen, I'll call so. Look at me, I got problems. You got the type of advice that I need. I couldn't get through on the mention series. Dana was holding up the time that I need. Between working or being so clingy, plus the time zone difference don't make it more easy. Oh, so I figured I'd call in early. Turn my life down, mercy, I got through. You tuned in, yeah. So just lay back your mind. So everybody tuning in the zone. Cause he is.
I want to use this video to help you understand with greater clarity and spiritual discernment that oftentimes our relationships, especially the ones that are most important to us, are often under attack. You see, we often come under the lie and deceptions that our relationships should be so smooth, right? That our close relationships, we should just get along and everything just goes smoothly. And we forget there's an invisible war over our relationships. The enemy has at the top of its list in the stealing, killing, and destroying of your life is to divide, erode, separate, create a chasm between relationships. Because the enemy knows when there is unified hearts in relationships, amazing things will happen. Marriages get stronger, families get stronger, church communities get stronger, businesses get stronger. There becomes this galvanized force that God works as we learn to walk in unity of heart. But let's face it, it is hard work. And in fact, it brings out stuff in us that God's actually wanting us to grow in. But if we're not aware, we're going to fall for the traps that the enemy brings our way.
See, don't get caught up on the religion. That man telling the truth. That's why I played the clip. Some people will get caught up on the religion. God is real. The principalities of darkness, real. Spiritual warfare, real. Good people come together, just like he said. You've heard it when a man finds a good woman, or when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing, right? You've heard that. We did that show, right? Well, when a woman finds a good man, she finds a good thing. She finds a husband, she finds a good thing. Same thing. When hearts that are unified come together in love, in compassion, in respect, in empathy, right? In grace, where they give grace to each other, space to each other, to bring their wounds with them and be nurtured by the healing waters of that relationship can produce many powerful things, many inspirational things for the onlookers. And whenever you see onlookers, you know some of them gonna be haters. Listen, can infidelity be seen as a spiritual attack? Infidelity can indeed be seen as a spiritual attack. It challenges the core values of trust, loyalty, and commitment within a relationship. I'm guilty of it. See, people get shocked when I speak the truth, when I let it all out. I'm guilty of it. I've seen its work. I know you don't want to hear it tonight. I know you don't want to hear it like that. The emotional and spiritual impact of infidelity can be profound, leading to a rupture in the connection between partners. However, it is through the process of healing and rebuilding trust that couples can experience spiritual growth and transformation even from infidelity. Can pride and ego be seen as a spiritual attack? Yes, indeed. Pride and ego can be seen as a spiritual attack within a relationship. How? When individuals prioritize their own needs and desires over the well-being of the relationship as a whole, it can create a barrier to open communication and understanding. It can slow down the natural ebb and flow of reciprocity. Ego, right? Where you feel like what I do is more valuable than what you do. My contribution to this relationship is a little bit more significant than your pride and ego. That's a spiritual attack. I don't know who I'm speaking with this evening, but somebody has to hear the word and respond in kind. Get to your phone lines, 1-800-920-1580. I want to talk to you this evening. Overcoming pride and ego requires humility. Sometimes God humbles you with a good partner that won't stand for your mess, that won't stand for your lack of accountability, that won't run from you, but will stand up to you and call you to the floor for your pride and ego. Sometimes God put that kind of person in your life. Sometimes you got to be faced with losing them or actually losing them in order for you to find the humility that you lack. That's a spiritual attack. I know people ain't ready for this now. Can poor communication skills be seen as a spiritual attack? Poor communication skills can indeed be seen as a spiritual attack on a relationship. Communication is the foundation of any healthy relationship. So guess what happens when you withdraw it? Guess what happens when you don't want to have these kind of conversations? Those are spiritual attacks too. Listen, I can go on and on. Let me get some callers in here because I don't want to take up all the time. Let's get the folks in here who've been on the longest. Sean, Oakland, California. Get in here.
Wow, Zoda, you've been on fire, on fire. So, look, we've all been through crisis, if you're of any age and all that. And by the way, we're all going to have to deal with some sort of crisis in a relationship. And by the way, it's all right. And don't think that you're exclusive dealing with some kind of bad thing happening in your relationship or in life, because we all have something. It could be something no one even thinks about, but it's there. So here's the key, or at least one key. The key is that you recognize it. Like you said earlier, I realized that I made a mistake, or you got to do that, people, to someone you want to be with. I messed up. I've done that. I can't even tell you. I'm halfway to 112, 56. So, yes, I've done that. I'll probably do it tomorrow or the next day. I just don't make as big of mistakes as I used to. It's just that's how you learn. But the main thing is resilience, and that the other person you're with knows that you're not going to, bail. You're not going to just run away from the problem. You're going to take the bull by the horns. We're going to work through this together. And that's what I say, Zoe. It's the hardest thing to do. But you young folks, when you're picking someone you really want to be with, and even though you're so attracted to that person and they're so physically attractive and you have all this going on and all that, just make sure of this one thing with all your conversations, like you said, Zoe, is that you can get through any super difficult problem together, no matter what it is.
I love it, brother. Guess what you just did?
Thanks, brother. I brought Oakland into the building.
Town business. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. We are on fire tonight.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Cover California is a free service from the state that's already helped millions of people like you get and pay for health insurance. With financial help to lower the cost of health coverage, you could get a quality health plan for less than $10 a month. Every plan covers preventive care, doctor visits, emergency care, and more. If you have questions, we're here to help every step of the way. Cover California, this way to health insurance. Enroll by December 31st at coveredca.com.
Teachers are dynamic leaders shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. They're skilled experts, discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, leading by example. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready? Explore teaching at teach.org, supported by the U.S. Department of Education and 1 million teachers of color.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. You can join the movement to end hunger by donating, volunteering, and advocating. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/act now.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles is a nonprofit law firm that protects and advances the rights of the most underserved, leveling the playing field and ensuring that everyone can have access to the justice system. Every year, LAFLA provides free, high-quality legal services to more than 100,000 people living in poverty across greater Los Angeles. Their unique combination of neighborhood offices, self-help centers at courthouses, and domestic violence clinics puts Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles on the front lines in vulnerable communities and at the forefront of change. LAFLA's expert team of attorneys, paralegals, and support staff works to provide direct representation, offer counsel and advice, provide referrals, and educate the community about their legal rights through workshops and seminars. With locations all over LA, you can access their services or volunteer to help no matter where you live. And if you have an urgent issue, call 213-235-0060. That's 213-235-0060. To get legal help, make a donation, or volunteer, visit lafla.org. lafla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I was wondering, if you could keep on, because the force, it's got a lot of power, and it makes me feel like it makes me feel like
you're not crazy. Those people are attacking you. They may not attack you in a fleshly way, but they are attacking you in the spirit. Remember, we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and everything is spiritual. Everything happens in the spirit. We don't fight in the flesh. We fight in the spirit. and you are awake, you are awoken. You know what a spiritual attack feels like. You know that energy. And granted, you may have other people around you, like relatives or people, peers around you that say, oh no, you're just taking it too personal. You know, no, it's not even that serious. They're not doing that. You know what's up. So don't allow these people to try to make you feel that you are not grounded in what your intuition is telling you. These people love to spiritually attack you. Their spirits are attacking your spirits. You're not crazy. Stay away from those people.
Tonight's topic is on complete fire. The phone lines are bananas. I'm going to get to you in 2.2 seconds. I want you, see, people say discern, but most people don't know what discerning or having a discerning spirit actually means. See, you think you discerned something because it was clear to you. Discernment sometimes is rooted in the unknown. What do I mean by that? You might not know what it is, but you know it's there. And you know you need to pay attention. See, a lot of times it's got to be spelled out for you. And then you go, I discerned that. No, you didn't. It was spelled out. Sometimes you just need to sit in the uncomfortable energy of what has not revealed itself to you totally. But you got to take it serious because you know it's not aligned with your spirit. I know people ain't ready for tonight's information, but I'm ready to give it to you. Let me give you an example of what I'm saying. When a sincere apology that comes along with the desire to do better and change behavior weighs less than the hurt person's resentment, you might be under a spiritual attack. Oh, what? Huh? What? What? Yes. 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 We give life to what we pay attention to. If we feed pain, pain's hunger grows. Do you see? If we feed fear, fear's appetite grows. If we feed disrespect, disrespect's appetite grows. Let me say it again. When a sincere apology and a willingness to change and a willingness to heal and a willingness to reconcile what's wrong with self, right, weighs less than resentment, you might be under spiritual attack. When you suffer from compassion fatigue, you might be under a spiritual attack. See, I don't think you understand. You live in a society that lacks real compassion. Do you understand? You know, COVID just happened 3 years ago, going on 4, right? These landlords can't wait to kick people out. It's business. It's not personal. We gotta eat. You can't just be living in my business for free. Right? We live in a society that lacks empathy. So it makes sense that a concept like compassion fatigue exists. That's because you're spiritually inverted in the relationship. You don't understand what it means to relate, especially with a human being. You know how to relate with a wallet. You know how to relate with a mask. You know how to relate with an image, but you don't know how to relate with a human. That's how you get compassion fatigue. I know y'all not ready. Let me get these callers in here. Who's been on the longest? DC, Harbor City, get in here.
What's going on, man? I love your passion, and I love your format. I look forward to listening to you every night, man.
Thank you, brother.
Really.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Well, hey, discernment is there. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm 63 years old, been married 36 years, raised 3 kids, man, and a lot of discernment in between that as well. And it has to do with a lot of maturity, too, as well. And like you just mentioned, man, sometimes, you know, you got to sit and and not only that, but discernment has to do with, you already know what's going on too. You already know what's happening, but the thing is that you have to sit, and not only that, but you have to be quiet, and it reveals itself as well.
And I'm gonna tell you, I know how to sit, but I don't know how to be quiet. I'm sorry, I'm still learning how to be quiet. But you're right, DC. Keep going.
Because number one, man, the thing is, man, I had to learn to do that. And not only that, but it doesn't hit you today. That discerning spirit will probably hit you the next day. So wait a minute. Oh, I'm putting two and two together now. And bam, it hits you. It doesn't always just hit you that day, man. It may be a delayed thing where it hits you like a day later. I know for a fact, man, that pattern, she's changing her pattern. Something's kind of weird right now. And all of a sudden, man, you put two and two together, all of a sudden, man, about a day later, bam, it hits you. But the thing is, we tend to like jump to conclusions, but what we have to do is we're gonna sit there, we're gonna breathe a little bit, and we're gonna allow the conclusion to come to us. And I'll learn that over the years.
That's wisdom right there.
I do it with my youngest daughter right now. Comes in late, you know, he's hanging out. I don't say anything. And then, you know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down. I'm just going to say a few things, whatever. And then because I know what's going on, because I was 25. I'm 63 now. You know, I've been there, done that. I invented some of the rules as well. Right. So the thing is, I'm going to jump to conclusion, but I'm going to offer some wisdom as well. Because you don't raise a 25-year-old. What you do, you got to impart wisdom at a 25-year-old.
Guidance. Ooh.
Guidance.
Keep going, brother. You're cooking now. You're cooking with the rarest oil. Keep going. You got another jewel for us. Give it to us.
So what happens is that where we are right now is when you're dealing with relationships, because that first topic was so right on. But when we're dealing with relationships, here's the key. I'm gonna use a big word. What is my modus operandi when I meet this woman, when I meet this man? What is it? The fall in love? It's a build relationship. Is it going to be spiritual, or is it just going to be for do the wild thing? Or then when I fall in love, is it really love? Do I love your teeth? Do I love your body? Do I love the how you smell? Do I love your spirit? All these things. Now, what happens is, can I trust you?
DC, this is what I need you to do. I need you to go take a sip of some tea. When we come forward, we going to come right back to Harbor City, which is just right outside of the LBC. Because, brother, you cooking now. I need you to take just a little break. When we come forward, more from the brother DC out of Harbor City. He's on fire.